What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. My name is Christy, and I'm back again, not by choice. So today I'm going to be reviewing House Flipper 2. I want to thank the developers for the code that they graciously gave us, although I already had bought it when it first came out. Thanks anyway. So for House Flipper, the first one, I played that one a ton. So when House Flipper 2 was about to come out, I was insanely excited. For House Flipper, the first one, I put in 100.4 hours, something around there. And for House Flipper 2, I put 17 hours. So if that doesn't say how this review is going to go, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to start with the good things about it just because I want to start off on a positive note, because in retrospect, it is a good game. I think it has room to grow a lot, and I think in the end it's going to be a good game, down the line after everything gets added and things like that. The first House Flipper in general was a great game, but they also had DLCs and things, and that's why I was able to put so many hours into it, because I did buy a few of those DLCs. House Flipper 2 doesn't have any DLCs yet, and for the base game, there's not a lot with it either, but what they do have is extremely fun. So I love the fact that you can do a lot more customization in terms of even with the paint colors, where you put certain paint colors, where you put certain tiles and things like that. You can basically customize every little inch of the house. And I definitely did a lot of times. That's where most of my 17 hours went. The story, the quests that they give you, I finished probably within the first 6-7 hours. It was really short. And which is a bummer, because I really love those parts of the game where you get quests and you have to go in and clean things up and fix people's houses. That's my favorite part of the game, because I do love creating my own house and stuff, but I don't feel like I have a ton of an interior design, in my head. So it's hard for me to kind of visualize and constantly make my own houses over and over again. So I love just going in and cleaning other people's. I love those simulation games in general. Hotel Renovator, things like that are the type of games I love playing. So it's a lot of that part that I feel like is lacking. But in terms of what it does have with the parts that it has, I love the fact that you can customize even just the colors of all of the different furniture and things you use. So that's a big plus for me, because you weren't able to in the first game. You customize them a little bit in terms of colors and things, but not to the extreme that you can now, which is a lot more exciting. I also love that you're able to do a lot of more detailed cleaning. So in the first game, you just kind of stand there and it shows you cleaning. But in House Flipper 2, you do a lot more with it. You get to see a lot more of the cleaning action happening. One thing I kind of miss, and it might just be that I didn't put the mode on, or they just completely removed it, I'm not sure. When you install certain tools like the radiator and heater and things like that, you actually go in and hold down the button to screw it in, and you get to see the components that make it up of how you actually install it, which is a lot of fun for me. I feel like I can basically install a heater now, but not really. I'm not licensed. But I feel like they didn't have that in the second game, which I'm kind of bummed about, because I did like that little element that they had. I also love all of the different tools and things that they have. One big thing that I also love is that there's a lot more of being able to just customize and make an entire house from the ground up. So you can literally just get a plot of land and start there and just build your way up. Some parts of that is kind of confusing, but overall, I really love that you can build your own house. For me, I'm not great at designing a house. Mine are a lot of squares just in one area, so it's not amazing and creative like I've seen a lot of other people do, but it's still fun that you get to do it in general. In terms of the not great things, which I kind of have already said, with every good thing, I've pretty much said also a negative thing. There's a reason I only put 17 hours into it, and I think it leaves a lot of room for desire, a lot of room for growth. When I first played it, they didn't have things like a ladder to even, climb up, or scaffold. They had the main scaffolding, which was massive, but you couldn't use a little ladder to get into the top of a room you were in. So I know they just added that not that long ago now, so there's that. At least they did do a few updates. I know they did some carpet detail and things like that, but there's not a lot of patterns to choose from in terms of carpets, in terms of the flooring, so that kind of leaves a lot of room for desire too. I wish that they added a bit more for that, and just in general more game fill and everything that comes with the game, all the different tasks you have to do, all the different jobs that you get emails for and whatnot. I feel like they didn't have a lot of that. So I just kind of want more. And I know with the first game, there was the DLC like farm and garden and things like that. And I hope that they add more things before they make it so that you have to pay for DLC. So we'll just kind of be holding our breath for that one. I mean, I know I'm part of the whole House Flipper 2 Discord thing where they add all the details of what they're going to add. So I've seen the roadmaps, I've seen things that they're going to add, which is all exciting. But they're very minor, detailed things, basically. So it's not massive. You know, it's not the garden, the outside, mowing the lawn, things like that. It's not all of the big things. So I'm excited for when they start adding that back to the game for all of those little extras. But again, with what they have, it's a lot of fun. Getting to have your own farm basically is a lot of fun. Getting to build your own plot of land. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here in terms of comparing it to the first game. The first game still is definitely on top for me. There was some things I didn't like about the first game that they fixed in the second game, and those were only minor things like how you paint and things like that. So I hope that the second game comes back with more content, more things to do, more jobs. And I know they're working on it. I know they're working hard on it, and I'm excited to see where it comes from here. In terms of if I would rate this game, I know Alex doesn't do ratings. I like to do ratings. I would probably right now give it only a 6 out of 10, only because, again, there's not much with it yet. But as time goes by, you know, give it a year or so, more DLCs and things, who knows, that score could raise significantly. But I definitely am going to play it when I have a lot of downtime still. I'm not turning my back on it. I'm keeping it forever. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like on this video, follow the second channel, follow the third channel, however many channels he's made by now. Follow all of those and the Twitter. We don't have an Instagram. You don't want him to take photos for you on Instagram anyway, I promise. Otherwise, make sure you keep watching these videos. I might return if I'm asked/forced to once again for another game like this, but we'll see. I play a lot of different games than Alex. For example, House Flipper. For example, Sons of the Forest. So we'll see where we go from here. Bye!